Seb from the future here. I hope you're having a blessed day. And today we've got a super special client testimonial. Having a call with G. G is an absolute legend, and this one is super close to my heart because prior to even doing this talk with G, I didn't know the background he came from. He has an incredible story, overcoming pure adversity in our country, struggling to really progress, having gang affiliated background, losing people close to him, and really flipping his life 360 and making the most of it and progressing so far. Being able to facilitate a change like this, granted it's not me, G put in tons of work, he's an absolute killer, is just the most incredible thing to see. If you come from a background that you're in a situation where you're facing a lot of adversity, this is going to be the exact call you're going to want to watch. Whether you work with us, whether you want to do high ticket sales, I would encourage any individual at any point in their life to watch this video, as it's super powerful, genuinely. This is the most special one I've ever filmed to date. And he has such a special story that anyone on this planet should watch and hear. I'll see you in the next one. Without further ado, we'll jump into the interview. We can jump into it. So welcome, for those who are watching, welcome back to another sort of testimonial video with the main man, G. G's an absolute machine. He comes from a sales background. You were working in insurance sales, correct, prior to working with us? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
working in insurance. G has a sales background. G had already been in sales for over a year prior to working with us, but the guy's such a legend. He's come in and he's absolutely smashed out the gates. Probably one of the fastest progressing individuals within the community so far. A pure action taker, and yeah, bro. I'll obviously give you the spot to intro yourself now, but I think a lot of people will really resonate with your story. You probably come from an area where a lot of people watching may also come from or live near to. So it's. I definitely think we're gonna have a cool story to walk through here. But yeah, I'll save that for you, obviously. But yeah, G, if you just want to give the people sort of your name, age, where you're from, all of that sort of, and what you're maybe doing prior to working with us at Cedar Syndicate.
yeah. I mean, firstly, it's a absolute honor to be part of this. Always spoke about it to be part of something like this, testimonial wise, and it's just a great honor to be able to see my side of my story. So my name is Guillaume Jansen, but I go by the name of G. I'm now currently 23 years old. I'm from Strand, which is a very small place or small part in Cape Town. Where I used to live was a place called Broadlands Park, or nicknamed Tari. I used to live there for like 6 years. Was very affiliated with gangsterism and gang violence, I would say, in my opinion, drugs, abuse, and what we went through there, and me as an individual, it was quite not as easy. I mean, I used to live like 2 houses away from big gang boss, and just to be able to, not fall into that trap of the negativity around you that determines your outcome. I think that is very important, especially when you a young guy or a young female, and just being able to always look positively towards your life. And eventually we started to move into our new house, which is more comfortable. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot of challenges, lost a lot of friends due to gang violence, gangsterism, drugs. Lost one of my best friends recently due to gang violence. I think it was in this year. And for me, being able to see that and still be able to do what I want to do is it's such a blessing in disguise, to be honest, because it is my what's supposed to be my best friend, but he didn't have that choice to take the next step in his life because it's affiliated to the location you are in or the area you are in. And I'm kind of emotional now, but
I'm gonna
yeah,
start
and
crying myself.
and it was uh, it's difficult for people that don't understand how difficult it is in these locations. You can only see the outside and you think, okay, this is some scumbags, this is some whatsoever people that don't have fucking anything in life. But I promise you, there are some people based in those locations that also have ambition, like a normal guy or a normal female. And unfortunately, they don't have the opportunities that I'm going to say myself now, that I didn't have or I have now. And unfortunately, they take the B road, doing the drugs, doing the gangsterism, falling into that trap. And I would say I'm super grateful. And yeah, that's basically my background. In working experience, I used to be in insurance for quite some time. I worked at Full Old Mutual for a few months. Then I went to Platinum Life for a few months as well. telesales consultant. And I think, especially for colored people, Sip, I don't want to be rude now. I'm gonna put it honestly out there so that people can understand. For colored people, it's very difficult to get opportunities in South Africa. And we get stuck in that mindset of getting a 9 to 5, working a retail job, paying peanuts. Then you have like 4 children or 3 children. You are married. You can't use that money for what you're supposed to use it because you must think of your kids. And I was in that space for quite a long time, even though I was still blessed. I didn't pay any rent because I'm living with my mommy then. We're quite a big family of 6. And also I decided let me just rather try something else. I was a bit two-minded though as to taking this step. And to be honest today, I'm not I'm not scared. I took this step to be honest. And this City Syndicate changed my life in so many ways. I mean, you saw this weekend, we were in Cape Town just having fun. I mean, 6 months ago, I wouldn't never ever thought I would be in this position where I am now. And being able to help other people join City Syndicate and just see the testimonials and how City Syndicate changed people's lives. I mean, it's a blessing, man, to be honest.
I'm gonna cry, bro. I didn't know. Serious. I'm trying not to tear up. I didn't know this about you. I didn't know that at
Yeah, it's
all.
okay, man. No,
I
it's
don't know
okay.
if you. Yeah. My condolences, bro, but I 100% agree, and it is sad to see.
Mm,
But it's amazing to see how you've through adversity found a path. You know what I mean? Because so many people from your background face pure adversity, and they a lot of the time, most of the time, they don't see that like light at the end of the tunnel.
mm,
So for you being able to do that, for you being able to evade a life which is very easy to fall into is a win in
mm.
itself. You know what I mean? Apart from the progression you found. So I mean, I didn't know that about you prior to getting into this call, but that's incredible, bro. And I'm definitely gonna. Estian is a very good man. Let's put it like that. I think
Mm.
as well. Estian's a very good person, and I'm super grateful for all of you guys that are with us. But sick, yo, I that was one hell of an intro. Um,
Sorry, man.
I think
You said I must be honest and transparent,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being
That's
honest here, man.
that's incredible. Sure, amazing, bro. Sweet. Well, look, I mean, I'll skip the initial hook questions then. Well, actually, there's some questions I'll probably skip. I've got my phone here because I don't want to go in between tabs. I guess the one hook question I will ask is what got you first like interested in appointment setting or remote work in itself?
I think like I used to work remote for some time at the Old Mutual. It was more like a hybrid role in the sense of maybe 2 days at the office, 3 days at home. But I think what stood out for me is Esther and I spoke about it for a long time, and I was very sketchy. I was very sketchy about taking the step, earning in a different currency, working from home. So I told him, look here, brother, you go first, and then you tell me how it is when you are that side. So he also procrastinated for like, I remember he told me like 8 months, and eventually he took the step, and then once he showed me like what he's doing and he's not doing difficult work. I mean, we came out from this environment where we used to work 12 to 14 hours a day, commission based only. If you don't make sales, you don't get paid. That's part of the game. And Esteban was a top performer. I would say I was just in the middle, above top, not like him. But he was making good money, but he mentioned something to me while we were speaking about joining the remote space. He told me, T, the cost and the investment of it. So the cost would be how long or what must you do to be able to pay 50K, and the investment, what will you change in able to still hit 50K, but doing it without having stress, without thinking about what am I going to eat tomorrow, etc., etc. And once we have that conversation, my mind just went open and I thought, okay, let me just give it a go. That's why I started joining with your workshops and started reaching out. And once I saw in his first month how much he progressed, so I said, nah, this is not, I'm gonna give this a go because I wasn't earning a lot of money, even though I worked like 12 to 14 hours Monday to Friday. Times for a whole month we would work 7/7. I'm not
Yeah.
shaming the previous companies I used to work for. What I'm only in the remote space now for, this is gonna be my second month what I'm doing now, man, and what I used to do. This is like the work I'm doing is so easy because I was so used to indoctrinating myself. I must drill 24/7 for 5 days a week, where I'm doing minimal and I'm earning maximum, if it makes sense. So it's
Higher level.
truly a blessing, man.
Love to hear it, bro.
Yes, definitely.
I say to a lot of guys that have backgrounds like you is you work 14 hours a day in the toughest type of sales role that exists. Like
Mm,
cold, hard, insurance sales, like one of the toughest jobs. Coming into this space is going to be like, it's like taking candy from babies a lot of the time. In comparison, and it's like a sailboat and then it's a jet ski, like I think a lot
definitely.
of South Africa line to the fact of how good they actually are at sales. If they're in a sales job, like you
Mm,
maybe thought you weren't that good, whereas you just take your skill set and you put it into an industry that actually like rewards you, or just even a different market, dude. The difference is huge. And I taught this is what I taught to Estian. He took a long time to believe me. I said it's going to be so easy for you.
mm,
That's what I said to him the whole time. You
definitely.
did. I don't know if you believed me initially. Um, good to hear. Would you say what made you finally took action was seeing Estien's progression?
Definitely, man. I think in South Africa, it's a cultural thing in the sense of they first want to see someone they know that does that. Say in Esteban's case, he approached me, so I first wanted to see what he is doing because it was his idea initially. So let me just see if it's going to work because we have that culture. If so,
Yeah,
I first want to see you do it, and then if it works for you, then I will maybe give it a try. And that's exactly what happened. So I saw what happened by him, with him in his life, and where he's at now. So I thought, why not? It's a normal guy, it's someone I know, someone I trust, someone I've been friends with for so long, and being able to see what he's doing. And he's not doing what we used to do by our previous job, and he's still making that he used to make. So that is just for me. Then I thought I'm gonna give it a go, spoke to my parents and I told them, look, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want you guys to help me, but don't worry. The initial startup, just let me get started. I will pay you guys back. And I could see like how my mom and my brother and my father, how they are now. They're so content. They are so happy for me. And they could see I'm happy because I love what I do. And obviously, it's not always about money. It's not always about money. Money is a good thing if you want to buy yourself things or whatsoever. But at the end of the day, it's not always about money. It's about your own peace of mind. That is my philosophy. I don't care how much money I make. It's about I can wake up in the morning and I know what I'm gonna do later on at 4 p.m. only. That's when I start to work. It's gonna be nice because I love it. I'm not in that cycle of waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, coming home at 7 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning. That's fucked up. I mean, that was killing me. And at the end of the time, I was still like gymming. I was still playing sports. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can do whatever I want, man. And it's so satisfying, like to know like where I used to be, where I came from 6 months ago even. All of this was not possible. And being able to see it, and sometimes you forget about what you've been through. Me, I don't forget. It's always in the back of my mind. It's like a reminder
yeah.
to stay humble as well and just stay grounded. And that for me is also supporting system around you, even if it's your loved ones or some good old friends. Trust me, that is also very important because without those people, they're not gonna keep you sane, man. And I believe in that. That is just the type of person I am.
Amazing, bro. 100%. This is a powerful fucking conversation, I must be honest. Um,
Now, I'm just being honest, Seb. Sorry, man. I'm just being honest. I've been waiting for this, to be honest. I've been
yeah,
waiting for this moment.
I have a question though. So, granted, the circumstances you grew up in led you, it's in the back of your mind and it feels like the reason to keep on pushing. Why did it take you so long to tap into that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you've
I
always been
think
tapping into that. What was like if there was a delay to tapping into that
I
pain
think
to,
yeah, I get what you're trying to ask me. Don't worry, don't stress. I think from a young age, my life fluctuated like this. Didn't have, bad for a bit, we didn't have, but it was very inconsistent. And that's why I'm forever grateful for my parents. It didn't matter what we went through, we were always together. I mean, we used to live in a room by my aunt for 6 years, the four of us. And I don't think there are families out there that can do that. And we were being able to, doesn't matter where we are, we're always together. And I think which also played a big part is that inconsistency in my mommy's them life and me being the eldest. So I always had that alpha mentality of one day I'm gonna be the one that is gonna look after them and I'm gonna be the one that's gonna make it easier for us, for all of us. So from a young age, like sports helped me a lot with that, developing that characteristic and that mental attitude of being positive, and it doesn't determine who you are and where you will end up. And I always had that mindset. It was just like, if you speak about working environment, I wasn't sure, man. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure if I should take this step. What are the resources? Where do I start up? Is this a scam? Is die eintlik die regte ding? So it was a lot of thinking that I had to go through that process, but I mean, I'm not regretting it, man, to be honest. But the mentality I had from a young age, I learned that due to sports. And
Amazing.
sometimes people forget that sports or any physical activity, it learns you something that will help you one day. And that's why I'm saying, like, for now, where I am now, if it wasn't for sports in general, I wouldn't be here with that mental attitude, what I have now.
Resonate a lot with that, bro. I don't know what sport you specifically played. Maybe rugby, I'm assuming potentially.
Yeah, I used to
Or not.
play rugby and cricket, man. Rugby and cricket as well, yeah.
Yeah, for me it's the exact same thing, and I see it across all people because it just there's so many good benefits from playing sport that I can also attribute to the
Mm.
way I approach life. Being able, and getting good at sport is a big one for me as well. So I resonate with that a lot. What I wanted to ask you is, had you tried to do anything prior to this or looked into anything? And if you did try or look into anything, why didn't it work out for you?
Man, I think like in the time that we spoke about this, Eastern and I, the company was looking at the retrenchment and downscaling. So to be honest, I was in a bit of both. I didn't know where I'm going to end up. And while we were in that process, I spoke to him and I told him, look here, brother, I think I'm going to give this a go. I think because I remember that it was 10 o'clock the night. He sent me a message. He said, hey, bro, send me a loom. I'm like, huh? What is a loom? But I weet nie wat waarvan praat jy? And he's like, just send the thing. I said, okay. But in that time, I was still busy. We were still busy getting retrenched, I would say, because we're in the process, like legally process. And I thought, nah, I don't have lust for this, man. It's 10 o'clock. That's my not sleeping. Send the loom. In 3 days, I got a job. And while I was still busy getting retrenched. So I told him now the other day, we speak about it a lot. We spoke about it now in Cape Town over some whiskey. So I told him, yo, but I imagine I didn't send you that loom. Where would have I been today if I didn't take that initial step? Even though I was part of the community, but you still need to like make your effort, do your part. Like in the slide aids, they speak about the repetition. The more you do of things, eventually it will come. And I just thought, let me just do it because I was in bed. I was about to fall asleep. So I just comb my hair, brush my teeth, take up some of my sleep, just made a loom. And in 3 days, I got a job. And I think that is the part of being in the community that you need to be part of something like this, but you also need to network as well. And I think that is what people also forget. The people you know is the people that you can look up to. In this book I'm reading now, it says, get yourself a mentor, not to copy and paste, but to aspire to where you want to be. And once you surround yourself with people like that, it's going to become like muscle memory, man. It's gonna come like a something is it's getting you there. Like I'm gonna do whatever it takes because I want to be here. I'm here. I want to be there, and that is what I'm busy now. I'm learning that day in day out, and yeah, that is why I just took this step, man. And I'm not. I'm once again. I'm not regretting it, and I'm super grateful for where I am now.
Yeah, legend, bro. That's 100% right. Like it's always the case, who you surround yourself with is who you're going to become. There's many lessons from what you
Definitely.
just mentioned as well, and always having like a point to reference to work towards. There's so many valuable things you just mentioned, but I appreciate that. What do you feel like if you had any like hesitations? Well, actually, let me ask you this: what do you feel like was your turning point prior to working with us? What was like the
My
breaking
turning point.
point? If
Yo, this is gonna sound harsh now. Um, I think people are gonna hate me for this. I mean, I used to work 5 days a week, but at 12, almost 12 to 10 hours, meaning sometimes 14. Even though I was a grafter, I'm still a grafter, but I wasn't seen, I wasn't appreciated in what I do. Even though I don't make sales, because even though I had a cuck day, sales can get the best of you in any day. I was still the same person. I was still like being positive. I was still speaking to everyone. I don't care if I don't make sales today. Tomorrow I will make five, the next I will make eight, and then I'm gonna be still the same person. But what stood out for me was the fact that if you don't do certain things, people don't give you that same energy. And that's for me, energy is a big part. And if you can't be with me the same way you used to be when I made like, for example, in a working environment, five sales today. Tomorrow I make one. Today after tomorrow I make two. You're totally a different person. What does that mean about your character? So for me, that was like a turning point. I was very negative in the sense of you can see I'm struggling. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I'm still putting in the reps. It doesn't just come to that point where it's like a realization. But it's part of sales. Unfortunately, if you don't have that mentality, you're gonna kill yourself, man. But that's part of the game. But it just stood out for me that I wasn't appreciated where I was, and the people were very nice. But like in a working environment, I wasn't appreciated, even though I didn't produce X, Y, and Z. But when I produce, then I'm the best. And that just for me, it didn't sit right with me, to be honest.
I hear that, bro. 100%. What do you feel, if anything, was the biggest thing you've learned about yourself since making the switch that you didn't expect you would learn about yourself?
Sure. I think the biggest one for me is commitment. The reason why I say that is, like, we have people on the community that they don't send looms, they don't join workshops, they don't join coaching calls, they don't do the extra effort as to what we spoke about, like in the initial step of joining City Syndicate. And even though you make one loom a day, that's better than doing four. And I think that was the pinnacle for me in sense of this is what I want to do, but what do I need to do to be able to hit that benchmark that I want to hit? So slowly but surely I got used to the fact I'm gonna need to start watching coaching calls, even though I'm not don't have the time to join them in the evening. I'm gonna watch the recording. I'm gonna watch my course. I'm gonna need to send looms. I need to follow up, and that is just a big part of like the commitment that I grew in this past 2 months and the determination of seeing fellow members in the community. And most of those people, I'm not rude, Seb, but most of those people doesn't have sales experience, man. And yeah, I'm sitting, I have like experience. Some guys have experience, but the only problem is commitment and work ethic.
Yeah.
They don't want to put in the reps. They just see someone that was in hospitality achieving a $3,000 job, and they're like, oh, I don't understand what's happening. But you're not doing anything like to also, because it's doable. I mean, it's doable, but you have to ask yourself, what am I doing to be able to do the same or do better? And that's been the problem for most people, I would say, in my opinion. But for me personally, in these 2 months, I grew another level of commitment, man.
Incredible. And would you say that's what you lacked prior? Not saying lacked, wasn't maybe as present as it is now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wanted to try so many things, but due to certain things, I couldn't, or I wasn't in the mood because I was too tired, I was too lazy, and I still kept on trying, but it wasn't as consistent as it's now. So, and the commitment is now on another level because that life I used to live, it's gone. I told my mommy them the other day, that's gone. I'm never gonna go back to that stuff. Working a normal job, waking up at 5, I'm done. I'm done. I can wake up at 11, go gym at 12, start to work at 4. And I mean, it's not about being cocky. It's about if I didn't take that step and I didn't put in the effort in being committed to myself and to my goals, I wouldn't be in this space, man. So that's why I would say, like, I definitely in this past 2 months grew another level or mind shift when it comes to commitment. Because that has been the change of either being retrenched and not having a job, and got retrenched and immediately went into another job. I mean, that doesn't happen for many people. Probably like 5% of people will get that lucky. But if I would take it back, the only issue or the only thing that kept me going was just commitment. Being committed to what I want to do and where I want to end up.
Incredible. Sick, bro. Well, look, like pivoting off of that, what would you say has been your biggest win? And like, how has life changed since working with us?
I have a few. I have a few, man. I think like since working with you guys, obviously, like I've mentioned previously, I landed a job in 3 days, and that's my first job. I have 2 jobs. Firstly, gonna start with the first one. The job I have now is appointment setter. I make almost triple the money I used to make when I used to work in insurance. And that's only a base. Almost triple. I would say double, but that's only a base. We are looking for this next few months or month at incentives and commission structure for the offer I am on now. That's my permanent role. And then I have a DM setting role, big following base. We are at the building phase with the content creator. So my offer manager and I, we are very intact as to what we want. And he understands me, I understand himself. On target earnings to $4,000. I mean, for us as South Africans, man, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I think that's just my biggest win in a working environment. But to be able to go to Cape Town, I'm not gonna say how much money I spent just to be able to do that. It's a satisfying feeling, man. This is things I didn't never thought would happen 6 months ago, and I'm doing it so comfortably. I'm not asking anyone for anything. That is the main thing. I'm not bothering anyone, any friends, any family members to say, ons gaan nou Kaap toe nie. No. I can do that for myself. Like I can say, it's a lot of 500 rands. It's a lot of 200 rands. It's okay. I can do it. So that's for me. It's a very it's a personal. It's personal satisfactory for me, man. It's a personal achievement. Like the weekend in Cape Town was just wow. That's one of
100%,
many.
bro.
It's, it's one of many.
Exactly, and money's abundant, bro. Like that's gonna come back. It's gonna keep coming back and tenfold. Like you definitely have an abundant mindset around it as
Definitely.
well, which is epic to see. We'll jump in because I don't want to keep you forever, bro. We'll jump into the last two questions. So the first one would be, what type of person would you recommend Set a Syndicate to?
Yeah, to be honest, man, we spoke to a lot of people, Estienne and I, about City Syndicate because City Syndicate has changed my life in so many ways. And initially, I was in the same boat as the other guy that's gonna be watching this video about, is this a scam? Is this sketchy? What are these people speaking about? Blah, 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 blah. But in this past 2 months, Estienne and I, we spoke to a lot of friends. Like, look at Enric, look at Gary, Gerard. There's people that we know. Like Enric was in hospitality for so long, and he initially took this step. It's people that once you need to have that desire for yourself. If you don't have desire, fuck off. Because then you
Yeah,
don't see yourself on that level. But if you don't have that desire to being able to buy yourself a car or buy yourself a house or get married, or look at the other guys in the community. His offer manager took him to Bali, and that's a normal guy. He doesn't have a rich family, doesn't have a lot of money, but he initially took the step to join City Syndicate, and he's reaping what he sowed. And that is just for me, like you need to have the desire within yourself. It's not about what type of color you are, what type of background you came from, who your mom is, who your dad is. It's about yourself. If you want that desire for yourself, then you are on the right path to join City Syndicate.
amazing answer, bro. That's really well put. I think it's been a few answers, but this one is kind of like unique because no one said desire yet. They've been like want to make a change, but desire is such a more powerful like word to use for that. Like that desire for more. So 100%. If someone's on the fence about joining, what would you tell them
If someone was on the fence and sorry,
about
I couldn't hear
joining?
that last part.
Like if they're not sure about joining,
Wow.
what would you tell
I was in the exact same boat, man. So that's why I'm laughing. I mean, for me, I had to do introspection. I wouldn't say religious, but I do believe in God, and God has made so many doors open for me, shown me so many things in life that I need to be grateful for. And I think that's the main thing that most of the people forget, that all of this, what you are doing in your life, whether it's going bad or good, it's a phase in your life. That is just God that is being alive. And I did a lot of introspection in myself, like spoke to God about it, like, will this change my life? If you think it will change my life, so be it. If you think this is not for me, so be it. I know for some people they are not religious or they don't believe in God, but you have to believe in God, man, because anything is possible. And I used to be in the fence for so long. Procrastination. Sometimes we forget that when you are in doubt, you just have to pray. And I've been doing that for months prior to joining, asking for a sign. And I got very close connected to God in the sense of being patient and still having the desire, but also trusting in His plan. And I think that's the main thing above anything. You have to believe in God and you have to pray. And eventually He will show you some signs on His time. Because I've been procrastinating for about 6 to 8 months to join, and it came on the right time, man. Like I mean, I didn't know 6 months ago I was going to get retrenched, but who knew? Obviously, God knew that it was about to happen. So He prepared me for that to happen, and then boom, yeah, I got a job because I was doing the small, consistent things. I was just being patient, having faith, believe, and just keep on praying. And I think that's the pinnacle of everything, man. Because everything always works out how it should work out. That is just also one of my philosophies. Never force anything. If things will be for you, it's meant for you. You don't need to go fetch it. It's gonna come to you. But you have to be patient. You still have to have the same faith and belief like you had when it went good. But when it goes bad, you still need to have the same faith and belief as well. And I think that is what kept me going and eventually breaking the shackles of jumping over the fence. And now I'm here. So definitely, but above it all, plain and simple, you need to pray, you need to believe in God all the time.
100%, bro. I'm on the same page with that. Everything happens for a reason. There are exceptions to that, like you say. You obviously still have to put in the effort.
Mm.
Everything is gonna happen for a reason. 100%. Awesome, bro. Well, look, you're super well spoken, by the way. What's the last question would be, what's the future of G? What does the future of G look like?
I hope my girlfriend doesn't watch this video. But I do have big plans, man, to be honest. I think I'm now just in the building phase of my career in the remote space, and it's already going well. Um, but I want to go to Greece or Bali next year. I want to go watch the rugby in Australia next year. Some people will think, what is this guy speaking about? Doesn't know how much it costs. It's not about that. It's the fact that I can do it. I just have to have the right systems in place, planning, etc. And yeah, eventually I would like to get married, buy my house, buy myself a car. But I'm now slowly but surely building the momentum in my remote space career. And I'm just excited, man. I spoke to my offer manager on a DM setting role, and I said to him, I'm not gonna say his name. I said, hey bro, we had a meeting yesterday. I told him, hey, but I think these next 2 to 3 months, once we get to the ground start eating, it's gonna be insane. And I think that's just once again, I'm gonna turn back to the fact of being patient and being consistent and being committed. That eventually, once you have the belief in what you are doing and you trust the process, just keep on doing the small things, the small things. 3 months from now, it will go better, definitely. But if you are already chasing the big mountain, but you forget that you need to climb that mountain to get there. Sorry, bro. And that is what I'm busy now with. I can feel like my life is starting to shift. It shifted already, but now it's like gradually like increasing. Like we're getting there slowly but surely. And I have big plans, man. I have big plans like you've heard now, but that's just part of a few. But I'm excited for my future ever since joining City Syndicate. And I mean, it wouldn't be possible for people like yourself, like Luke, Istian, Riley, a lot of those guys on the community, even Azar. It's so great to see, man. It's ordinary people, like normal people that are trying to show other people in South Africa that this is the stuff you need, this is the steps you need to follow, and it's doable, bro. Honestly, it's doable.
100%, bro. Epic. Well, look, I mean, that's pretty much all the questions. This is such a sick call. I mean, you've shared so much, bro. Like, I'm definitely gonna have one of the best days, my best day of the week after this call with the momentum I'm gonna ride off of this. But um, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. I think this is an incredible story. I'd love just for anyone to watch this, to be honest, that they maybe they didn't even want to get into remote sales. I think any person should watch this just to hear your story is incredible so far. I think it's super inspiring, bro. You know, people like myself who come from a more privileged background, oftentimes,
Mm,
you know, my parents could pay for my school. I wasn't, you know, we weren't well off, but I had no issues. We had cars, we had petrol,
mm.
we had a bedroom, warm sheets, warm meal every night. You know what I mean? No problems. You often forget like how tough some people have it, and to come through that adversity and really start building the dream life you have and stay out of the mix is just incredible to see. So you must just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure, you know, good things are just going to keep coming your way in abundance. Other than that, bro, before we wrap it up, do you have any last things you want to say to anyone watching this?
Um, Thanks, Shep, for this interview. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for, just to like see like the people on the lower the lower level, I would say that anything is possible in the food chain. You know, in the lower level, you think nothing can happen to you or nothing will happen for you. But eventually, once you have the right stuff in place, surround yourself with people that you aspire to be. And even when no one is watching, still do what you need to do. The small wins. If you want to eat properly, do it. Even if no one is caring what you do, just do the small things, do it right. If you want to go for a run, do it. The small things. Eventually, you don't realize what it does to you as a person in the moment, in here, up here. This is the main thing. But keep on doing the small things. Keep on having the positive mindset, positive mental attitude, and I promise you guys, keep on believing in whatever dream you have, whatever goal you want to achieve. Never keep on losing that light. Let your light burn in the sense of, I want to do that. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And without you even knowing what you are doing to yourself, eventually you will get there. And yeah, I'm just so emotional, man, because it's been a privilege to share my story, and I'm sure there are many people that can relate to how I used to grow up or grew up, and just keep on believing in yourself. That's the main thing. And your parents, that's your temple. Always respect your parents because without them you wouldn't have been here. And make sure you have the right support system in place, whether it's good friends, whether it's your family. And the main thing stays the main thing. Always believe in God, stay humble, be grounded, and that's just from my side,
Well,
man.
good things will come naturally. You're a
Definitely,
legend, bro. I
definitely.
really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your story. This has been the most special one I've definitely recorded by far so far. So I appreciate you massively. I appreciate the things you are doing, and you're a good man. You genuinely are a good person, bro. So just keep it up. Otherwise, thank you so much once again, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Ciao,